Hello everyone, and you're watching Bitcoin Bubble news channel. The value of our money is dropping quickly. Every day our rights and freedoms are being taken away. In this country there is a war on free speech. This country is at war with free society. Hey everyone, this is Moji from Bitcoin Bubble. Welcome back to the channel. You should watch this movie that we're going to play here. This comes from Charles Hoskinson. He's talking about all the bad things about us politics and why they're going after the crypto business. What's going to happen next with that? He talks about everything he thinks is wrong with the system and how people in the crypto business need to use their vote to fight back. So be sure to see this through to the end. This video has a lot of useful knowledge. Let's watch this clip. My main point was that the system is badly broken and that it's a partisan duopoly that works on the idea of lesser of two evils, nothing short of amazing. The lengths will go to excuse people because we don't want the other side to know. The Democrats say they are a democratic group and that they think everyone should be able to speak and vote. A lot of third-party candidates, including RFK, have been personally targeted by the DNC to keep them from running for office. It took them time to get tens of thousands of signatures, hire lawyers, and file all the paperwork, but they'll sue you over any little thing, even if it doesn't exist, to keep you from getting on the vote. Because it could cost them votes. This is not democracy, it's not freedom when people use the law to hurt political opponents. For 4 years, the cryptocurrency business has been targeted by the law. People on Team Blue seem to make excuses by saying, well, Trump did some stuff. No, Biden was the only one who came up with choke point 2.2.0. This AC is also going after almost every American exchange and most L1 standards in some way. We do not live in a clear time. And some of the things we asked for, like bipartisan common sense legislation, were either vetoed or killed in committee because of this government. But we're told that they will support crypto in some way. But the party that believes in democracy, the party that threatened to remove the president using the 25th Amendment, said that we won't know what this candidate's policies are until after she's been elected. That doesn't hold anyone responsible or say sorry. It's broken and crooked. That's not what the Republican Party does now. Madam President has become a cult figure. Also, MAGA doesn't have a heart. We have to follow the leader's orders no matter what they say or do. And while there's an open mind to new ideas and things, let's be very clear about this. When it comes to Trump, his only principle has always been loyalty to one person. This person is not someone you can follow. At the end of the day, you can't believe what they desire. You will not be able to trust how they choose to act. You don't believe they will really lead. You're not proud of yourself. You're scared. And that idea is very different from what we need and where we are now. As a third party, I thought we could talk about things like the $35 trillion national debt. What exactly are we as a country going to do about that? All of that means that half of every dollar we get from income tax goes to paying off the debt. Not paying off the loan, just the interest on it. That sounds like a terrible way to live. Imagine spending half of your paycheck on credit card interest and not even the capital. Think about that. Just think about how terrible and harmful that would be. Are you sure you can get out of that hole? And that's where our country is now. And both parties are pushing for a $75 trillion national debt in the next 10 years. This means that every dollar we get in taxes will go straight to paying interest on the debt. It looks like Kamala Harris wants to put a tax on both income and unrealized capital gains. It's okay because rich people will pay for it, so that's the point. I think most people don't fully understand or value what that means. In other words, the government will legally be able to see everything you own and have accountants check those things every year to see if they are worth more or less. You will be sent a bill if they are worth more than you thought, even if you didn't know it. For sure, if you can't pay that bill, you'll have to sell everything you own. A lot of the time are not liquid. What if you don't agree with how the government values the paintings on your wall, the property you own, or the private businesses that can't pay their bills? Tax court will hear your case for 5 to 10 years, and if the government wins, you won't get your money back for the lawyers. This has nothing to do with freedom and equality at all. We've come a long way since we first became Americans. It's not right. I don't care if it's for people with more than $1 million in net worth. That's how it starts. For example, when the income tax first began in 1913, the top rate of 7% was only for rich. We woke up 20 years later to find that the top tax rate was over 90%, and now I have to deal with taxes. That's what these people do. Also, take note of something: cutting the federal spending has not been brought up at all. There would be a surplus if you cut it by 5% every year for 10 years. That would balance the government budget. It looks like our government is telling us that we can't be 5% more efficient every year. We now have to think about taking your goods by the gun, even if you haven't sold them for anything. Take a deep breath and relax. It's only the rich and famous, so everything will be fine. From a philosophical point of view, this is very wrong. Politics are the only reason I even bring them up. The war on crypto was declared against us as a business without any reason. It wasn't like we showed up and said, gosh, we don't want to follow any rules, fuck the system, burn down the whole government. As with anything else in the business, there were people like the Silk Road guys who did that. What do you know? They were dealt with by the Justice Department. It dealt with them, whether it was fair or not. But everyone was trying to come up with new ideas and build things. They were trying to make a new economy, one that would grow to $2 trillion in less than 15 years. The US government showed up at the party, told us all we were criminals, and told us to do things they knew were impossible. And then when we didn't do it because it was impossible, they punished us for no reason. And when they lost in court, they kept saying they won. This is the main reason why the crypto space is so complicated. We only wanted them to stop. That's it. Stop asking for tax breaks or money to help people. And make the rules clear and fair. As a business community, we worked with the FIA and FIT 21 over 1,000 talks to say that this was fair and reasonable. We can do our jobs and theft will stop. And do you know what they serve us when we arrive? Sign up, then go fuck yourself because we're going to destroy you. As a politician, Trump heard about this and saw that working together with our business could be very good for his campaign. It probably won't last long because whenever the business gets in his way, he'll turn on it just like he has done with everyone else in his life. That has made things hard for him. To find out, ask General Mattis. Rex Tillerson will tell you. He has worked with and been inspired by thousands of people over the course of his life. For a short time, they might not bother us as much if we get a short break or some new laws. But let's get this straight. Our business is going to keep growing. It will keep reaching new heights. Yeah, at some point it will question the legality of all fiat currencies and fractional reserve banks because cryptocurrency makes good money in the end. And if the US doesn't want to or can't accept that, it will lead to a philosophical war, similar to the Cold War between the US and the USSR. Our beliefs were so completely at odds with each other that an actual war was the best we could hope for. In the end, one side has to give up and accept that the other side's ideas will win. Also, I'd like to live in a world where everyone is treated the same. I'd like to live in a world where everyone is treated equally. I want to live in a world where everyone has a chance to rise and achieve no matter where they are born or where they come from. I believe you would too.